Welcome back to Heroes on Our Island. I'm Mike Stevens, coming to you this week from Malvern, also known as the Mayberry of Long Island. We head to Oceanside now, where Jessica Fregoso meets a special group of people who use their ears to help people in need. I'm Mike Stevens. We're coming to you from Valley Stream, and this is Hendrickson Park, which sits sort of in the middle of town. All right, let's head one town over to Lynbrook now, where I introduce you to a guy you'll never forget. Welcome back to Heroes on Our Island. I'm Mike Stevens, coming to you from inside the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, and we're really inside now. You see them play on the ice, but this is where it all starts. This is the locker room for the New York Islanders. You know, for many kids, the chance to meet their favorite hockey player is nothing more than a dream. But for number 12, Josh Bailey of the Islanders, well, he makes a dream come true at every home game for a child and their parents. Right now, let's find out more about Bailey's buddies. All right, we're going to meet some amazing doctors now, masters of their craft. Their work begins in Garden City, but its impact is felt around the world. From Valley Stream, I'm Mike Stevens. We thank you for watching this edition of Heroes on Our Island. Next time, maybe we'll see you in your neighborhood. With her bright smile and magnetic personality, this could be anybody's daughter, sister, or friend. And 6-year-old Nabal Hani Al-Shamali is now able to showcase both to her family and friends without screaming in pain. She's not in a formal school right now, but with her mother by her side, she is getting quite an education, learning a lot about determination and the kindness of strangers. This peaceful setting in Bay Shore is Nabal's temporary home. Quite a difference and distance from where she really lives in Gaza, where explosions and shelling between Palestinians and Israelis are not uncommon. Through an interpreter, Nabal says the last time that happened, there was hot water boiling on her stove.
I heard the bombing and I ran out, and the hot water fell on my legs and I got really scared. Okay, my mom came running towards me, and she put water on my legs, and then we went in the car and went to the hospital.
How bad did it hurt you?
Oh, a lot.
With the kind of medical treatment she needed not available there, Nabal and her mom set out on a desperate 6,000-mile-long trek to get help, going from Gaza to Egypt just before the uprising there, and then on to South Nassau Community's Hospital in Oceanside for treatment, where Dr. Kaveh Elizadeh was waiting for them.
Oh my God, Mike.
That's a good hug. That's a good hug. How are you, Sue? Nice to see you again.
She had multiple problems with deep burns that went down to the bone, in some areas around her knee, as well as her ankle. And so those can limit the movement of the leg.
All right, so let's do a...
Dr. Elizadeh is a surgeon with the Long Island Plastic Surgical Group in Garden City. He was able to treat Nabal free of charge thanks to the surgical group's nonprofit arm called Mission Restore. Its doctors and nurses say treating people in developing nations who lack quality medical care is a mission possible.
The idea behind our foundation is to think about the issues and reach out to them globally and bring awareness with help of media, as well as to try to teach the next generation of physicians to become sensitive. With Nabal helping with her burns, I may not necessarily be saving her life in this case, but I'm affecting her psyche in terms of how she's going to grow up, how she feels about herself. If she becomes a useful member of her society, you'll be amazed how kids may have a small little burn contracture that doesn't allow them to move their fingers, or their foot may be stuck, and they will not go out and play. They will not pick up toys.
There are so many people in poor developing nations who need help. It's impossible to bring them all to Long Island. That's when doctors travel from Mission Restore's Garden City office, making long-distance house calls. And like Nabal, many of the people they treat are burn victims.
This is similar to the treatment you did for the girl who was also burned on her face, correct?
Yes.
Dr. Vincent D. Gregorio and his wife Jennifer just came back from a Mission Restore trip to India. While there, they were able to help many people scarred for life by burns. But what they do is not so much making them cosmetically look better. Instead, the doctors are helping victims regain the use of their arms, hands, legs, or necks, because as the burns heal, the skin tightens up. And without proper treatment, the victims can lose the use of their limbs.
Saw a guy in India who not only had this, he also had this contracture and this contracture. So he survived, his arm survived, but it was functionless. So in order to recreate function, restore function, this had to be released and opened up. This had to be released and opened up. And this had to be released and opened up. By release, it means we open it up, take skin from an unburnt source, put a skin graft here, skin graft here, skin graft here, get the functioning arm.
And that's why there was concern about little Nibal. If the scars weren't treated properly on her legs, it could have had a lasting effect on the 6-year-old.
She would not have had the ability to grow properly, and we felt that we needed to act sooner than later. So the plan going into it, the design was to get a lot of small little skin grafts around the areas where the burn contractures were, and to try to replace as much as we can in one setting. So because of that, it ended up being about a 6-hour operation.
Dr. Elizadeh says he can personally appreciate the plight of the people in these developing nations. He left Iran at age 14 when the revolution there took place.
Very sensitive to children in areas of war and trauma and what happens to them, both psychologically and from a physical standpoint. But I don't think it's limited to any particular country or continent. This is a worldwide issue, and it can be in our own backyard. I mean, we have children that have had physical abuse related scenarios that we try to help, and there's kids that are victims of war.
That's why we became doctors, and I get a great sense of satisfaction out of doing it, and accomplishment, and seeing people's lives change instantly. Not only their lives, but their families and their children.
Because I do a surgery and I get to immediately see the smile of the moms, usually. And then, and kids are great because they heal very fast. So you actually get to be around and see them literally within weeks get back into their routines and get to do the things that they really enjoy to do.
Yeah, this is my girl. This is my Nibal. This is my Nibal.
Nice.
It only takes you and me about 2 minutes to sit down with this little girl, and we're like, this could be my daughter. You know, it's just spending those few minutes with her, just you see how special she is.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
For little Nibal, it's time to return home to Gaza, with the hope that future surgical procedures will not be necessary. And though this patient may never see these doctors again, Nibal and her mom will always remember these heroes on our island. Well, they truly are using the powers of medicine to heal on the inside and out.